Hello everyone, this is Kevin. I am working on my 2018 Zx14. This is my bike, and today I'm just doing a quick tutorial on how to replace the rear tail light to something that matches your color scheme of the bike. This is what used to be on it. This is the color, and it actually worked just fine, but I wanted to upgrade it to something that has an integrated signals plus the matching color with the scheme that the bike has. So the process was very easy and pretty straightforward. I'm just going to show you how it looks like. Of course, it's sunlight now, so it's kind of not as bright as it usually is, but actually it's pretty cool to see it at night, and it functions pretty well also, and it works as it intended. See, with the double flashlights on the hazard, it works with the factory signals, and it has a nice, and it doesn't flash too fast as well. I didn't need to use any kind of add-on to the circuit because I kept the factory bulbs. I did not switch to LED yet, but the one I bought here off eBay, it actually has that uh, component added to the packet. So if you're using all LEDs, you still have that option to add it to the circuit, so it doesn't flash too fast for you. Okay, right. Let me just turn this off, and I'm going to start the process. Of course, you're gonna have to remove 3 components. First one to be these two, this side and this side of the tail fairings, and this part in the middle, plus the light itself. And everything comes out of the box, which is plug and play. I did have to do some slicing because I didn't have some of the connectors at the time, but I think it went pretty good. It took about 15 minutes to do the entire thing. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Okay, and once you are inside under the seat, you're gonna look at these side fairings. These are the main things you're gonna remove first. So you're gonna have to remove. So here I'm gonna be pointing out the locations of the bolts that you are gonna have to move in order to get the fairings out of the way. And your screws or bolts might look a little bit different, but anyway, these are the locations. You will need to remove this part, and it comes pretty easy. There are 4 screws holding it, and I'm missing 2, but actually these are the screws. You're gonna have 4 here if you haven't messed yours yet. Be careful when you tighten them. They're pretty fragile and they're impossible to get out if you break them. Okay, so that is all this good stuff is coming out, and once you remove this small box, it will be pretty easy to take out these things. This one is actually attached to the box, and it's just a press and pull. Just like that. You just press this tab, pull upwards, and now it's free. This is a fuse box. I know some people say you would need to remove the battery negative line. If you're working on electrical components, this is something totally up to you. All you have to do to remove the battery is take out this side fairing, would be this bolt, and it pulls, and I think there's another bolt right here, and you just pull that way, it will come out, and then you'll be able to see the rest of this compartment up here, and it will be more screws to remove, and then you'll have access to the battery from there. I didn't have to do it. I was pretty careful not to touch any wires. If it's your first time, go ahead and disconnect the battery. Safety is always a good thing when you're working on a bike, and you avoid doing any damage to it. Alright, so I'm gonna get the tools. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna use to do the removal, and as I said, it's pretty straightforward, and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I went ahead and loosened some of the screws on the back here. I'm just going to be removing this side, the tail fairings. They are pretty much exactly similar, identical, same bolts, everything goes the exact same way. The only thing I forgot to mention that there is a push pin down here, and just be careful not to break it. You just push it inside, and when you install it, you just take it out and reset it. So as I said, I went ahead and loosened some of the bolts. So this is the hex bolts that holds it in place, and this piece comes out separately, tail fag. Okay, and to remove this, just make sure don't pry up, you pry this way backwards. So that's it. So you're trying to remove this pin out of this hole. There's one more bolt here. Make sure when you reinstall it, have everything fitted, and put your bolts back on, put them hanging loosely, and then once you're happy that the fitment is correct for you, you can go ahead and torque them to factory specs. So here there is just a little pin. There's no screw here. It's just something that the tail piece hangs on it. It's this piece here. So when you put it back on, just make sure you don't push it inside. You just have to hook it up top, and it will fit snug and nice. So this is how it looks like from underneath the fairings, and I found it easier to unplug this out, and there you have it. This is the tail piece. Straightforward. Just keep it somewhere where it doesn't get scratched, because these fairings are scratched easily, as we all know. So now for the next step is the wiring of the lights, of course. So in order to remove the light itself, then I'll show you on the other light that I have, what exactly how it's been held in the place. Okay, so you don't really need to remove anything else other than the things that I showed you so far. And to remove the rear light by itself, you'll have to, I'll show you here, this might be easier. There are 3 screws in here that go here, here, and here, and the one from eBay didn't come with this. There's a rubber where this part hangs to, and I just transfer it to the new one right here. And so you're gonna need a long screwdriver, or I think this is an 8mm socket, and you'll go from here all the way to the location of the screw. So you're gonna have one here, one on the other side, and one up top. Once you get these out, you can just pull this backwards and it will come off very easily. And as far as the wiring, the kit that I bought came with all kinds of adapters. So there's the voltage regulator that I didn't need to use, but it was pretty handy, and I think it's an awesome. It could be used for another application. And this is a new set of wiring, no bulbs, but the wire, this one came with the kit as well, so I still have the factory ones. I've used the new ones. The pin here is just a push pin. Try to switch hands. Comes right out. This one hooks inside the plug here. And what I did was, so these wires come already pre-wired inside the new unit, and it's pretty solid, and all you have to do is splice your wiring going to the bulb itself, tap to the hot and the negative, tape it pretty well, and then you're all set. You just tuck it back in there, and you do the same for the other side. And the way I did it to figure out how which side is what, I mean, they are really obvious. So when you install the light itself, you'll see in the back there's this main plug that comes from the wiring harness in the back of the bike, this one. And on the side of it, there's, on the left side comes this wire, which is gonna be for the left side signal. And this wire right here, I'll show you that. This wire comes from the back of the unit for the right side. And to figure out the positive or negative was pretty easy. In this case, the negative was the two color one, and the positive was the solid black one. And in your kit might come with different color scheme or different wiring. What I did is basically grabbed a small 8 volt or 9 volt, sorry, battery, and you just this is not gonna affect the LEDs, so I just hook it up to these, and if you got it in the wrong way, on the wrong side, it will not work. This light will not light up. Okay, if you flip it and it works for you, then you can tell that which one is the positive and which one is the negative, and you go from there. And as far as for the bike itself, it's always, when you look at the plug in, there are other ways it's easier to identify, but for me this is the way I always find it. The negative wire is always going to be on the wire to the outside of the bulb, so in this case it's the black one, and the positive line will always be the center of the bulb. So for you, when you receive this and you want to determine which one is what, you know, this is going to be the negative, this is going to be the positive, and you already tested your wires for the signal, for the integrated LED signals here, and you can tell which one is the positive and negative. Then you just go ahead and slice it, wire it. You can tap into it, it's up to you how you want to wire it. Just make sure that it's secure and not moving around. There's nothing pretty much moves here, but in case you have passenger on the back or something heavy, you want these wire out of the way, and that's it, you're all set. The installation process is reversed, so basically you just hold this light back in place and it snugs here, and then these rubber bushings already came with the new light, so I didn't need to transfer anything. And you just screw back the 3 screws, make sure you attach the harness from the back, and it's pretty straightforward. Here it is. You just pull backwards when you disconnect it, and you just make sure you push it in. It should click when you push it in all the way. Mine is already in place, so I don't expect it to click now, but that's how it is. I am going to show you how to. I did mention that I had to remove this part before, but actually I had to do it because I was doing the delete for the rear fender delete for the license plate. So that's why I needed to remove this and the ECU, fuse box, and the diagnosis cables. If you're only doing the rear light, you don't really need to remove anything extra from here, because it's an easy reach. So as I said, it's an easy job and it's pretty awesome. I've been using this for the past 10 days so far, and I haven't had any issues. As I said, it's really bright at nighttime and does not really cause any problems. The installation part, just reverse back your screws, make sure that all your cables are connected, and also make sure that your wires are tucked away. And I want to show you how it looks like when you don't install the when you have all LED around, and it will be flashing a little bit faster than you want it to be. And I don't know if that would be bothering to you or not, but I've disconnected the front signal to simulate what it would look like. So it's a little bit more hyper, but it's really not bad. This is the other side. That's how it normally flashes. So and as I said, the kit comes with all the wiring you need, the adapters. This one is already pre-wired and pre-plugged, and it's a very solid piece, and you don't have to worry about removing anything from here, as I said. So you have 1, 2, 3 screws on each side, plus the 2 that holds the tail cover, and you're all set. Alright guys, so I hope this tutorial was good for you. If you have any questions, let me know, and thank you so much. And I will put a link for the eBay store that I bought the kit from. They were pretty awesome, and they were really fast shipping, and the packaging was immaculate. Again, thank you so much for your time, and talk to you soon. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.